DashClick Nation, welcome back to another training. I am your host today, Daniel from DashClicks. Now, last week I said I was going to launch this training, which I'm going to show you how to use TikTok to get inbound leads. But what I want to mention before we jump right into it, because this is really, really cool, and I know some of you are probably like, I'm excited to see this because TikTok's like the platform, and some of you are probably like, this is a weird change because TikTok is just teenage dancing girls. That still exists, but it has turned into like the leading platform. The reason why that is, and I'll go into depth, is other platforms has followed suit. So today I'm bringing you how to use TikTok to get inbound leads. And this is something I did myself and it worked phenomenally. Okay. There is a little bit of a buffer time. So you do have to build your account up. But once you do get a good foundation of an account, this can really work for you too. You just gotta, you might be a little uncomfortable, but you just got to power through, put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, do things you thought you could never do, and you'll grow and it'll be amazing for you. All right. So without further ado, let's jump into this training. Okay. So how to use TikTok to get inbound leads. There's two ways this is going to happen. But what I first want to do is give you a little bit about TikTok so you understand how this works. Okay. First thing is TikTok has high engagement. Okay, the platform is designed for you to interact with followers and other content creators in a way that's never really been done before. Now, it has the basic features like you can comment, you can like, you can follow, that sort of thing. But it has other features that allow you to interact in video format with your audience and other creators. So it has high engagement and people on there want to engage. All right. The second thing is TikTok is becoming a search engine. Okay, recently they've upped their character count and descriptions from I think 100 or 120 to 500. And what that kind of indicates is that text is going to be now going to be indexed. So it's more searchable. Your content will be more searchable. It's becoming a search engine because there's so many videos that people follow in a short period of time. So an example would be like, I'm going to smoke some ribs. I love smoking ribs. And I want to go on TikTok and search like smoking rib recipes because it'll show you how to do something in 15 seconds. So unlike YouTube where you kind of have a whole tutorial, which is still great, if you want just a quick understanding, you can go on TikTok, search around, and so it's slowly becoming a search engine. And I typically feel like social platforms that get bigger kind of end up turning into this anyways. Third thing is you can respond to questions. This is one of the things I was saying how you can interact with content creators and people in your audience is you can respond to comments or questions via video. Okay. TikTok has a question library that people post questions. You can respond to them. So people who could be your customers, you can find the questions they post, respond in video, showcase your expertise. Really powerful tool. People who respond to a video, let's say you have a TikTok video you put out and you're saying, hey, here's 3 ways to increase your conversion on your website. You might get a question saying, oh, do you mean like this? And you could respond to that comment in a video, and that's a piece of content. Okay, valuable information. Number 4, TikTok, although has started off as a dancing platform, no one really took it seriously. And if you're one like an early adopter, like a business guy going on TikTok, people are like, what are you doing? You're crazy. But yes, TikTok is rampant with your customers. Your customers, the clients you want to serve, exist on TikTok. Okay, so just know that TikTok's a massive platform. Everyone's on there. Your customers are on there as well. Okay. So I mentioned this in the beginning. Number 5 is TikTok has made other platforms follow suit. Essentially what that means is TikTok is sort of like the anomaly that came out of nowhere. And it grew so big. It grew so big and so popular so fast that YouTube, Instagram, can't think off the top of my head, Facebook, who else? Pinterest, they all created a attachment to their platform called Reels, right? Called idea pins. You see where I'm going with this? They all copied TikTok in that video scroll quick content format. So this also proves the validity of the amount of waves that TikTok has produced. Plus, people just love it. So if you have a platform where people interact well, people love it, then you get a lot of better interaction and engagement. All right, number 6 is TikTok now has sort of moved to not only be searchable, the content to be searchable by, let's just say, hashtags, right? Or location, things like that. TikTok has now taken that same foundation, but they've added more searchable elements to your content that you post. Okay, so they got hashtags. They also have a thing called sounds. So your videos, you can actually put in music, and that music has correlated videos of other videos that have used the same music. So just like a hashtag business, it shows you all the videos who've used the hashtag. Whoever's used that sound as well, your video will show up under that sound, which means it's easier for people to find your content. Descriptions have increased. I mentioned this earlier, from about 100 characters to about 500. So that's indexed. That makes content easier to be found. And then finally, your profile is indexed. So whatever information you put on your profile can be searched. Okay, and there's a little more into that too, but this is why TikTok is so powerful. Plus, people are using it for education. It's just a great place to go. Okay, so here's your TikTok checklist for getting started. And then I'm going to jump into what this strategy looks like, because if you don't have all this set, it's not going to work for you. Okay, so here's kind of your TikTok checklist. Let's just go through this together. Number 1 is focus more on benefiting your audience. I misspelled that. Befitting. Focus more on benefiting your audience rather than yourself or your business. What does that mean? An example would be, if you are XYZ company, I would recommend posting less about XYZ company, less about here's our product or service, and more about what will my audience, my dream buyer, want to watch. What are they looking for? What kind of content do I need to put out where they will click on it, watch it, and go, this was valuable? And second factor is it shareable? If I watch a video on TikTok, they're really great at this. They give you tons of options to share this content on different platforms, through the platform, which is usually how videos go viral, because person after person reshares this content. And you keep doing that, and the videos blow up. So, is it shareable? Is the content I'm giving something that my audience is looking to get answers on? Okay, so focus more about offering value and education, less about pitching. Okay, you'll find that pushing that narrative forward of benefiting and giving value will produce better results than always pitching your product. Now, you can always put videos with pitching and stuff, but less of that, okay? All right, I think that was pretty self-explanatory. Number 2, use the content to become the go-to expert. You will prove your credibility. It will increase with the type of content you create, knowing that the person looking to get the answers from is going to watch it, and the more they watch and follow you, it's going to give you more credibility. So make content where it showcases your knowledge and builds your credibility. Number 3, post frequently and stick with it. TikTok is really smart. The type of content you post and the frequency you do it, they're going to start taking you seriously. It's sort of like SEO in a way. You know, it takes a while. The more you do it, they kind of say, okay, this guy's valid, and we're going to put him in this audience, this group, in this area, these feeds, because those are the type of audiences that are going to interact with them the most. So getting your content after content out there, getting started, maybe post 3 times a day. It's just more videos that are more searched, that are searchable out there, more people to find you, find your profile, so on and so forth. So stick with it and post frequently. Number 4 for the TikTok checklist, pick a specific topic. Now, you don't have to necessarily niche down to a specific industry that you're trying to target a client, like, landscapers or whatever. What I mean by this is pick a specific topic, like just marketing, just sales. Maybe you're just into NFTs, whatever it is, pick one topic and stick with it, because this goes back to number 3. Posting frequently. TikTok will know what kind of content you're posting, and they'll put them in front of the right people. So TikTok will learn from you. Number 5, educate through entertaining. Now, sort of like number 1 and 2, become the expert and benefiting your audience. The way content is transforming is less of lecture, sort of like this video, and more into, I want to learn how to do something, but I don't want to get bored, because people get bored. It's really difficult to sit through a 3-hour econ class unless you're just diehard about the subject, right? So if you can create shorter form content, make it entertaining, but they learn something, people will really like that. They really enjoy it. And TikTok's great at doing that because you can put music, stickers, text, all this great stuff. Actually, people have now turned it into, they might do a little dance, but they're educating you with text on it, showing them how to do something like build a website or whatever it is. Okay, so keep that in mind. Educating is great, but it's got to be entertaining because you've got to grasp their attention and hold it. All right, number 6, engage and connect with like individuals. So now we've talked sort of about the audience, but the second part of this is you need to also connect and engage with people who are in your industry. For instance, marketing. I'm going to connect with other marketers. I'm going to engage with their content. Since TikTok's very engaging and the users on there are engaging as well, you want to build this network of other people who do the same thing as you. Now I'll explain why, because this is part of the strategy. Number 7 is, before you post any content, you need to think about this in your head. Would I share this? Okay, because your content will be put to the test on TikTok. If it's not good enough, it won't perform. If it is, and you answered yes to would I share this, is it good content, then it will work. Okay, keep in mind that it kind of fluctuates, give and take. All right, but keep that in mind. Don't just post bad content. Post intentional content and always answer the question, yes, I would share this. This is a shareable. This is something people can get value out of. If I saw this, I would send this to someone else trying to do the same thing. They'll find it very helpful. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's the TikTok checklist. Now, what do you do? Well, first of all, you need to learn the platform. So jump on. Just don't worry about messing up. You can always delete things. Not a big deal. Just learn the platform. The better you get at it, the quicker you can create content, the better content you can create, and the better rewards you'll receive from doing all that. All right. Number 2 is comment conversation starting comments on relevant content that your customers post. Okay. So you're just getting started. Maybe you don't have a video yet. Okay, you're a little nervous about doing it. It is kind of nerve-wracking at first, but just go for it. Find your customer's profile. Landscapers, whatever it is, e-commerce company. Okay, find a piece of content and comment on it with a conversation starting comment, like a question or something of that nature. And it might be something to start the conversation because they might post something like, hey, so I have a startup. We've had some challenges, but we came through. And you might go, wow, how did you overcome those challenges? Just start the conversation because they will respond to you. That'll help get you in front of their eyes, and they might ask a question. You might be able to answer it, which builds your credibility and shows off your expertise. Okay, but also it's just an easy way to kind of get started with engagement. Okay, number 3, target people who are your customers. This goes along with number 2. All right, so target people who are your customers, and number 4, target people who are in similar fields as you and interact with their content. So take that same kind of commenting, liking, responding, comment conversation starting comments, it's a mouthful, and start commenting on them and starting conversations. They'll look at your profile. You'll start building credibility. Okay, you see where I'm going with this? Good. Let's move on. So leads will come from the content you produce. Okay, if you follow those steps I shared with you, you're staying in one niche, you're offering value, you're sharing insights, you're building your credibility, you're showing that you in fact are an expert of marketing or an expert of sales or an expert of NFTs. I have gotten leads of people who have commented and I've responded and they've said I needed help with stuff like that. That has happened. I've gotten leads of people DMing me and saying, hey man, I really want to work with you because I've spent the time and put this content out that keeps building my credibility and shows off my expertise. I've had people ask me questions via comments on videos. So a good example would be like, here's 3 ways to ensure you close a prospect, right? 1, 2, and 3. Someone will comment and say, hey, I'm really struggling on 3. Do you have any insight that you can share? I can't get past this objection. I'll make a video and say, oh, hey, thanks for the comment. Here's what I recommend you do. Credibility, expertise. They have responded sometimes and have said, I really want to work with you. Could we have a call? Absolutely. Okay. That is for your customers. All right. Stick with it. Be consistent. Is this content shareable? Okay. You can always go back to this video and check it out. Secondly, this is the second part to these inbound leads. By far, the best inbound leads I've ever received have been from podcasts, but the best place to get on podcasts I have found, besides maybe someone inviting you or something like that, is through TikTok. That is the reason why you want to connect with like individuals who do the same thing similar to you. Sales expert, marketing expert. Every podcast I've been on has been from outreach on TikTok, this method. Now, what does that look like? Okay, you will get to know and start seeing the same experts pop up in your feed. So you might see, growth expert Mark, his content pop up. He might have similar content to you. And actually, you might use some of the ideas to build your own content, but that's another story. So he'll see your content, you interact with him, he interacts with you, you both see each other frequently, you build a relationship, you add comments, conversation starting comments. Hey John, nice video. Oh, thanks man. You build relationships really well through TikTok. And then what will happen is you'll find that he might have a podcast and you might have already known that. So he puts a podcast clip out, you might comment and say, hey Jim, can I be on your podcast? More likely than not, they're going to say, oh, we'd love to. That's perfect because you're in marketing too. That's exactly what we need to talk about. I am telling you, the first podcast I did doing this method, because that was the same thing what happened. I built a relationship, commented, he comments on me. We see each other all the time. I go, oh, can I be on your podcast? He's like, yeah, I'd love to. Let's do it. I have gotten a floodgate of leads from podcasts that way through TikTok and the relationship I've made from those creators. Okay, so the 2 areas of focus is TikTok offers this kind of results if you stick with posting, picking a specific niche of a topic, and then giving value, which builds your credibility, answering questions. People will gravitate towards you and literally reach out and say, I would love to work with you. I've had that happen to me. And that happened less than 6 months of doing it from starting it. The second way is build relationships with experts in your field. They'll see your content. I keep going over this over and over again, but it's true. They'll see you, they get used to you, build a relationship. Can I be on your podcast? For sure. Then you both can distribute it through TikTok. Okay. From that podcast, from their list that watches their podcast, they will contact you. Because you could say, oh, where can we find you? Well, go to my TikTok. They go to your TikTok, more credibility, more expertise, because you basically set it up that way. You will get inbound leads that way. It's literally the best platform that can offer these kind of results in a way that's very easily manageable. Now, just to give you one more concept before I finish this training, the way to make this, the reason I'm saying this is a little more easy or manageable is because it has everything you need in one platform to build the right kind of an entertaining content, to interact with people in a really engaging way via video responses or other areas. And the way to kind of compare it is, you can't necessarily do that on YouTube very well. You pretty much just have comments. That's it. So I hope you found this one training helpful. This worked extraordinarily well for me. Let me know if you have questions. Make sure you subscribe. Turn the bell on for notifications for future. Comment below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next training.